Hey everyone! So excited for this one. This webinar is going to be awesome. It's about being healthy for the holidays. And I literally cannot believe that I'm saying that it is the holidays now, but we are here and we are going to go for it. So if you are joining and want to say hi, you absolutely can. In the comments, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, please comment to say hello. Also, if you have any questions, put them in the comments and I will answer them perhaps throughout or at the very end. I'll spend some time to answer any questions. But this is going to be a good one and one that you can rewatch, re-listen to. If you love it, you can also share it with someone, getting them ready, prepared, or maybe you cannot wait for your family to be healthy for the holidays and you want to share this with them so that you can get them all prepped and ready for the holidays this year and you can all be on the same page. Hi, Lisa. So glad you're here. Okay, let's get started. Before we start anything, I always love to share our purpose and why we exist. So yes, it's me doing this webinar, but I have an amazing team. My husband, Dr. Michael, and we have Dr. Aaron and Myra in our office. And we spend some time together. Like, what is our purpose? Why would I sit down and on a Thursday night at 5:30 when I could be doing other things, but instead being here with you, talking to you about health and talking to you about what it means to be healthy for the holidays. And the whole purpose of why we do this and continue to do this is because our whole purpose of why we exist is to inspire you to honor the wisdom of your body and to live a life free from interference. Whether that is Thanksgiving, the holidays, it doesn't matter. Like every single day of your life that you would understand this wisdom inside of your body, that you would honor it and that you would live a life as much as you can free from any interference that would cause your body to not live in a way that would honor that wisdom. So that is where this premise is coming from. That is why I would go through all of this. I can spend, it's going to be not too long tonight, but I would spend 2 hours doing this because it's worth it and you're worth it. So when we think about the holidays, they're full of a lot of joy, usually a lot of love and a lot of carbs and a lot of indulgences. So even though this might be like the most joyous season of the year, some of you have already put up your Christmas decorations. You are like, November 1st, here I am. And you're so excited. You think about your family, you think about your friends, you think about celebrating, you think about gifts, you think about parties, all of that. But every single one of those usually involves this extensive amount of food, doesn't it? And so this naturally makes it difficult to keep the holidays healthy or to follow any type of healthy eating when it comes to these things. And from Thanksgiving, you've got all the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the pumpkin pie, to the Christmas cookies, to the hot chocolate. Like, this is the number one time of the year where we just indulge. And they've done a lot of research and a lot of studies around this. And we obviously eat a lot more during the holiday season than any other time, but like, how much more do we actually eat? The average person eats over 6,000 calories on Christmas Day. That is 3 times the average recommended consumption. And of course, listen, it is not consumed in the entire one sitting of like dinner. Like, it's a lot easier to, like, when you break it down, to look at what happens in the day. So whether it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, or both, the breakdown usually looks something along this line. So you might have like pancake breakfast and eggnog and all the other stuff. You have a big breakfast that can be over 1,100 calories. Then we have some midday snacks. You might start drinking and those calories add up really fast, really quick, like 775 calories. Then you have pre-dinner appetizers. We do this in my husband's family. Like, there's their kitchen table that's there. Like, it starts to get like food on it and those appetizers start to come out. So we start eating all of those. Those can add up really quickly, depending on what appetizers that you have. Then you have Christmas dinner, and Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, how much food is actually on your plate? That can add up so quickly. Like on average, it's about 1,700 calories. Then you have dessert, 1,200 calories, depending on what dessert you have. There's usually not just one. And then once that's all done, everybody sits around like in our family and we like watch a movie, we hang out, and then we're hungry again. So then we have those late night dinner leftovers. We love just continuing to eat, and those can add up to 600 calories. So very quickly, all in all, it's just this calorie loaded day of just eating and eating and eating. During the holidays, they've seen that people have gained about 500% more weight per week than they would on an average week. And the reason is, like, you can obviously see, like, if we're eating all of these calories, like, of course there's going to be a weight gain increase, but we're also like not really exercising. And this combination of eating all this food, not exercising, this can be a pretty dangerous storm for what it looks like in our health. So how do we avoid this? Like, instead of getting all wrapped up in the same pattern of like, we gain weight during the holidays, then we have a New Year's resolution, and then we try and lose the weight. And it's like literally this cycle every single year. I think that there's things that we can absolutely do. But before we get into what we're going to do, there's one big thing that I want to talk about during the holidays that I think that can absolutely just wreak havoc on our health. And that is how much stress that can come around the holiday season. I know that the holidays are filled with a lot of love, a lot of joy, a lot of fun, a lot of decorating, a lot of good things. But we also know that this can be a time when stress levels increase, and that can lead to just an unhealthy mindset and what this season brings to our health. They found a study, and it was 38% of people are more stressed during the holidays. And it has more to do with like all the shopping, all the parties, the finances that can come with it, guests, like a lot of other factors that can contribute to it. But also, this could be a difficult time for you because you've lost loved ones. And this might be the first Christmas like without your mom or without your dad or without somebody that was so important to you. And we have to take this into consideration too, that it's not just the eating and it's not just not exercising, but the stress can lead to even more indulgences, and the stress can lead to not wanting to get out of bed and not wanting to exercise. Because think about, like, when you're stressed, how do we act? We can stress eat. We don't get out of bed. We don't move. We don't do what we typically do. And so at the end of this, that's where we're going to really focus on the mindset and making sure that that is also good before we talk about eat this instead of this. What kind of exercising can you do? How can you make it creative? Those types of things. So let's get into it. You guys ready? I'm ready. I love this stuff. It's really great. If you're just joining and you want to say hi, please say hi, because talking to a computer sometimes is like, so I love to see who's here. I know Lisa's on because she said something. And then if you have questions or comments, like put them in the comment section. I'm happy to respond, and we'll make time for questions as well. So here's the tips to keeping the holidays healthy. We're going to go through each one of the essentials. So we have chiropractic care, nutrition, mindset, oxygen, exercise, and minimizing toxins. So this is how you keep the holidays healthy. Let's start and get this one out of the way. Let's talk about exercising during the holiday season. Some of you have a exercise regimen that you do, and you just need to be encouraged right now to not stop that, to keep going. But the holidays, what I think work the best for a lot of people is to get more creative with your exercise. They might be full of parties and there's a lot of work and there's a lot of cooking and there's a lot of visitors and all of that, but that doesn't mean that you don't exercise or that you don't move. So you can get creative. And one of the ways you might get creative is like a post Thanksgiving or post Christmas, like football game or kickball. We played kickball in Dr. Michael's family on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Like we'll go out and we'll move around a little bit. It's a fun and exciting way to stay active. And especially when you have big family gatherings, you can get the whole family together. You can play a game of football or something outside. Go for a walk, do something with your family, but take a break from just sitting on the couch the whole time. Another thing you can do is, this more has to do with like working. So right now, like I just met with one of our patients and she was telling me like she sent like 200 emails and then answered them all the next day. She's like so stressed out. Like there's just a lot of things happening. And I want to remind you, during your lunch break, you have a lunch break for a reason. And how often do you spend your lunch break at your desk, just continuing to work all the way through lunch? You're trying to finish an overdue project, like things are getting crazy before the end of the year. You have to do all of this stuff, but it's becoming so much more common to just sit there and work through lunch. And it also leaves you less active than ever before. So take advantage of your lunch break and go for a walk. Go get some fresh air. And you actually might find that your productivity at work increases also, because you take that time to get up, get fresh air, move on, so you can actually work faster, better, instead of being so just like the whole rest of the day. Then the third thing, you might not have an hour anymore like working out, and it might look like you need to do more like high intensity, short duration, like 15-20 minute workouts. You can scale it back and increase the intensity of the workouts that you do if time is becoming a factor over the holiday season. For me, that always needs to be done in the morning. I work out at 5 a.m. That doesn't mean you have to work out at 5 a.m., but I'm going to tell you, if you win your morning and you keep winning your morning throughout the holidays, it sets yourself up for success, and you can continue to do this all the way through. Because if you're like, oh, I'll just do it later, that doesn't usually pan out well. It doesn't usually happen. And those of you that know and you're already laughing, like, you know what I mean, like that doesn't work out. So keep in the morning as much as you can. I don't really work out very well by myself. So I do CrossFit. I go to a CrossFit gym. It helps me stay accountable. I have people there, and it's hard. It is hard to wake up at 4:25 every morning because it's dark now. It's dark when I'm done. In the summer, it's light out. It makes it a little bit easier, but you just keep going. You stay on track. You keep on going. Be somewhere where you're going to be held accountable. Now, let's talk about minimizing toxins. The one I'm going to talk about during the holidays are candles. And I know candles are a staple, especially at Christmas time and even pumpkin spice Thanksgiving time. And I know that they have some of the most amazing scents. Like you incorporate them probably a lot in like on the table, like for decor / making your house smell like Christmas and cinnamon and all of that. And it's relaxing, all of those things. Unfortunately, candles can be extremely toxic to our bodies. And toxins are fat soluble. So they hide inside of fat cells and they can disrupt hormones inside of your body. They can keep you from losing weight. So when it comes to this, what makes them so toxic is most candles are made from paraffin wax. And paraffin wax is actually made from petroleum. And where does petroleum come from? Gasoline. So because of these harmful chemicals that are released as they burned, this can cause problems inside of our health and keep our holidays from being healthy. One of the biggest chemicals that are inside of candles is called toluene. And this chemical is actually known as part of the toxic trio. It's in nail polishes, but it's all what the problem is it causes irritation in your central nervous system, your respiratory system, your skin, your eyes, your liver, your kidneys. It can cause birth defects, miscarriages, and organ damage. The reason I'm pointing this one out is because toluene is banned in most other countries except for the United States of America. They still are allowed to put it inside of there as long as they label it and put it that it's inside of the candle. So these scented candles, they can release a lot of different chemicals, like what they're scented with, not natural. Perfumes, fragrances, those things are known to increase our risk of disease processes in our body and irritation that we don't even realize, like breathing that stuff in, going directly into our lungs. There's a better way to do what you want this to do than to light a candle that you don't know where the toxins are coming from. So instead of burning candles, you can do a couple things. We use diffusers in our home to help it smell good. So if that's part of the reason why you use candles, we have a diffuser, and the diffuser actually looks like a candle. So you can set it up so it kind of flickers and does that. So even that like cool ambiance of a candle or diffuser acts like that. But Young Living has Christmas spirit, but you can get cinnamon, you can get orange, you can get pumpkin spice, you can get those types of essential oils to diffuse, pine, like all of that can be diffused naturally from just water and essential oils. Another thing that I've never done, but I actually want to try this year, is by putting cinnamon sticks, water, and oranges in your oven and putting it on low. And that can absolutely create an amazing smell in your home that just is so comforting during the holidays. And I don't know if any of you have done that. Let me know if you have and what that looks like. But I'm just going to Google it and look up how people do that and try it out and see how it goes in our home this year. I'm kind of excited about it. I've never done that. Chiropractic care. Why is this so important during the holidays? The biggest thing is to maintain your regular adjustments. And the whole purpose of this, like, it's key for us personally, not just because we're chiropractors, but to stay healthy during the holidays. You have such crucial, vital things in your nervous system. You have your brainstem, and your brainstem in the lower part of your brain, it controls autonomic functions inside of your body. So that means things that are automatic. It controls your heart rate. It controls your breathing. It controls your blood pressure. And then you have your spinal cord, and your spinal cord has 3 different layers. They're called meninges, but it consists of muscles and fats in the outermost layer, and then the joints that support them, the innermost layer. And then you have the innermost layer of your spinal cord closely is on the surface of it. What this does, like, the effects of these meninges and these layers inside of your body, chronic stress causes muscle tension and contraction in our body. When this happens, that leads to uneven pressure on the skeleton. And this in turn puts pressure on those meninges of your spinal cord, causing subluxations or misalignments. This is stressing that first and second layer of your spinal cord. And when the spine misaligns like that, the nervous system is then unable to send proper messages through your body. And when the signals aren't allowing them to go from your brain to your body and your body to your brain, the cells aren't able to communicate to each other. And so when you get adjusted, when your spine becomes aligned, that means that you have better communication from your brain to the rest of your body. It actually increases the system's efficiency that runs your entire body. And the other part, like when you get adjusted, we're not just adjusting your spine and affecting your spine and the nerves and the spinal cord, but we begin to affect your brain. So in the frontal lobe, this frontal part of your brain, this is associated with reasoning and motor skills, higher level cognition, and your expressive language. I think I have a lot of frontal lobe working in my body because I'm very, very expressive, but it also receives information in order to execute your body movements. So this area of your brain affects you to have self-control and avoid risks. So that's a good thing for it to be healthy. Then you have your parietal lobe. That's the middle section of your brain. This is associated with processing tactile information, such as pressure and touch and pain. It also processes your body senses. Then you have your temporal lobe right here. This area is primarily for what you hear. It's your auditory complex. And this is important for interpreting sound and what we hear. This is also where we form memories. The occipital lobe, that's the very back part of your spine and the back portion of your brain. Sorry, not your spine. It's the back portion of your brain. It's associated with interpreting visual stimuli, what's happening out here, interpreting that information out there. So your brain, like as you can see, like and behavior are directly linked to spinal misalignment and any interference within your body. That when your brain is communicating with your body and your body back to your brain, it can impact your thinking, your behavior, and your ability to control your behavior and your mindset. So when we maintain these regular adjustments and we stay on track with our chiropractic care, your body functions better. You're less stressed. You can actually help like your environment and the people around you by how you'll respond to things. This is also how you can get well, stay well, feel well, less stressed by staying on track with your adjustments. And that can keep you like when you're feeling better and your brain's connected, then you actually might eat healthier foods, like stay on track during your exercise things and during this whole holiday season because your body will be able to function better. So stay consistent also with your home care, not only making every single one of your adjustments, but staying consistent with your home care. I will tell you something, the holiday season, like cold and flu season, we've noticed like an uptick right now in people feeling unwell. In our office, we are not afraid of you being sick. And we want you to get adjusted because it'll increase your body's ability to heal and function. And if that is the case, I want you to know that you can still come into our office, but we ask that you come either before or after office hours. You let Myra know, and she will absolutely do that. You can come and get adjusted, help your body heal and function. You let her know, and you know that when she says, we still want you to come in. It's not because we want you to come in so that we can take your money and do all of that. It's so that your body can absolutely heal. We know how your body works. We know the wisdom of your body. And so honoring it by getting adjusted will help you to fight things off better, your body to work and function and heal better. So don't miss your adjustments. If you're sick, still come in, but just change your time to a little bit later when there's not a whole lot of people there. Make sense? Good. Okay. Lastly, the mindset. Oh, actually, we're talking about nutrition. So we're going to finish with nutrition. I said finish with mindset, but I meant finish with nutrition. Some of you are like, wait a second, what about food? So let's talk about mindset and this stress that we talked about at the very beginning. So practicing a healthy mindset and resetting yourself during the holidays is absolutely critical. When we practice these mindset reset strategies, we're able to help our bodies cope with this stress during the holidays. And so first thing, most important, get enough sleep. When you are sleep deprived, your emotions are heightened. Your body doesn't work like it should. So aim to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. That will help your mindset. That will help you be able to respond in a way better than if you were sleep deprived. Number 2, take time for yourself. The holidays usually are family visits here, there, parties with the friends, like you're consistently entertaining someone else or you're going to be entertained by someone else. All of this is great. It is so good. That's what makes Christmas Christmas, and it makes it fun and it makes it exciting, but it can also be very overwhelming. So make sure that you schedule time for yourself, practice relaxation techniques, meditate, read, take a walk by yourself. I just started on Monday. My habit stack for this time is to meditate for 5 minutes a day. It doesn't have to take a long time, but I'm telling you, I look forward to those 5 minutes. I usually do it in the middle of the day. I haven't done mine yet, but I'm so excited to be able to just sit for 5 minutes in the peace and quiet. And it does help. Number 3, keep a planner. Like schedule the times, like when are you going to shop? When are you going to cook? And it's an excellent way to keep it as stress-free as possible. So instead of all the last minute shopping on Christmas Eve, plan to have shopping together, plan to meal prep, get it done ahead of time. This will help to minimize all of that. Dr. Michael's birthday was last Friday, and we had a few people over and we had a soup party. So I made a bunch of soup, and I was like, I'm not going to freak out and try and make all this soup. Made 4 different soups I was like, I'm not going to do this on Friday. So I picked a few of them that I was going to make ahead of time. And I had crock pot ones. I was like, I'm going to make it easy on myself. Do things like that. Make things ahead of time. Freeze it. If you have time to then make it for Christmas or Thanksgiving, it will save so much stress in your life. And then the 4th one, which I think is the most important one, is to set boundaries. You know, it's filled with so many parties. They're starting. You've already gotten invited to a few, I'm sure. And there's going to be times where you just need to say no. And there's no need to attend every party. And you don't have to host either. If you don't feel like hosting this year, just say no. Make a priority list and learn what you can handle and what you can't handle. And be okay with that. Okay? Some of you just need permission to do that. All right, let's talk about nutrition. Are you ready? This might be what everyone has been waiting for when it comes to this. The first thing I'm going to tell you, there's nothing wrong with a few indulgences, okay? Like, you make Christmas cookies with your family. Are you going to be like, no, we're not doing that this year? That's up to you, but you don't have to. But the thing is that we need to make each holiday a day, not a month or 4 months. So if it started for you on Monday with Halloween, we've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Like if you want to say 4 holidays, that's only 4 days where we could do some indulgences. And that's not going to be the end all for your health. But when we do it for 4 months, that is when we get into a big, big problem. So think about how many parties, how many gatherings, what is this going to look like? And every single one of them usually revolves around food. So if you choose to indulge in Christmas treats, Thanksgiving treats, Halloween treats, New Year's, and however you do that, just celebrate it each day. And then the rest of it, stick to eating healthy, real foods. So this helps so that you're like, allow yourself to do some. And then that's it. Okay. It's not for a whole bunch of months. So how do we do this? I still love all things holiday food. So we don't just eat salad and our regular food for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We still go to it, but we've started to make healthier swaps. Here's some examples. So we've got mashed potatoes. Instead of mashed potatoes, we usually do mashed cauliflower for stuffing, because that's usually a bunch of bread. If you do stovetop, like there's a mix and a lot of it has like MSG and unhealthy oils inside of there. So we go towards grain-free stuffing. Pumpkin spice lattes. If you actually have black coffee, almond milk, and cinnamon, it tastes very similar to a pumpkin spice latte, and you can still have that warm holiday drink. Apple pie. Baked apple pies with cinnamon. So you can try to mix it up by swapping some of your holiday favorites for a healthier version. If you go to maxliving.com, I'm going to put it right here, maxliving.com. There'll be a drop-down menu, and it will have recipes in there. And if you put in grain-free stuffing, you put in pumpkin pie, you put in the things that you love to eat during the holiday season, and a healthy recipe will pop up for you. But if it doesn't, let me know and email me at drcassie@majorfamilychiropractic.com, and I will help you find a recipe exactly for what you're looking for. We have done everything that you can imagine, and we've decided, and we still do, is to have and make things with healthier quality ingredients. That is really as simple as it gets. Like if you're using and making, if you're like, I want to make mashed potatoes, and that's what we do. We would use organic potatoes. We would use Kerrygold grass-fed butter, and we'd most likely use a whole milk, organic whole milk, or we would use a coconut milk or almond milk, doing something different. I want you to really think about this holiday season is what ingredients are you using? Are these quality ingredients? Are these going to help me to be healthy and to be well? Or are they doing the opposite? Can I swap this out for something else that could be and would be healthier for my body? There's an amazing pumpkin pie recipe in there too. So I have to send it to one of our patients because he's like, I'm the only one that eats the pumpkin pie, eat a pumpkin pie every year. And I'm like, what if I sent you a healthier recipe and trying some different things? So that's how we do holidays, and we plan it out, and we look and we spend some time to find the healthier recipes when it comes to what we love to eat for Thanksgiving and Christmas. One of the things that also helps with nutrition is to not forget to take your supplements. Supplements are super, super, super important. We continue to take the daily essentials, like there's one for men and there's one for women. Inside of the daily essentials, there's magnesium glycinate. There is a multivitamin for a man or a woman, depending on what it is, that has specific compounds in it that would help breast health and ovarian health for women, prostate for men, heart for men. There's vitamin D3 and probiotics in there. There's also a omega oil and a B complex. These are the foundational supplements that we need to take on a daily basis. That is why it's called daily essentials. And during the holidays, like, don't miss taking your supplements. Stay on track with them. We love these because it comes in one packet, and you just have to take the packet every single day, and you have a foundation of keeping your body healthy and well, being then bridging that gap between what you're not getting nutritionally and what your body needs in order to function. So absolutely recommend staying on your supplements as well. Any questions or anything for me before we close out? Let me just see what comments we have. Hi, Christy, if you're still on. Dr. Michael is on. Lisa played last year. They played softball. What a fun thing. I love it. She's guilty of something. I don't know exactly what it is, but we're all guilty of just indulging, I'm sure, in some way, shape, or form. But I hope this empowers you. I'm here if you have any questions. I spent my whole last 10 years plus of my life figuring out how we could still be healthy through the holidays. We practice what we preach. We've done it many, many a time. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and I'll guide you through the way. Connecting with us, I think the best way to connect with us is on Instagram. If you go to Major Family Chiropractic on Instagram, we post recipes there. We post events there, quotes. We go through all the 5 essentials, those things. It just brings life to your Instagram feed instead of comparing things, but it'll bring you life. So go to Instagram and go to Major Family Chiropractic. You can follow us and like watch things and see things on there, get some recipes as well. Any upcoming events, I love to share these with you so that you know what's happening and coming up in the life of our office. And Friends and Family Month is all November long. So it started on Tuesday. We are so pumped and excited. We're doing a clothing drive. If you are a patient, clean out your closet and bring all of your clothes to our office, and we're donating to them to People Loving Nashville. They are in need of like warmer clothes. So if you have warmer clothes, or if you feel like buying or donating coats, tents, sleeping bags, we have a list in our office of those things that they need. Feel free to do that. But the bigger whole purpose of Friends and Family Month is any one of your friends or your family this entire month that needs to come in, get their spines checked, get their first evaluation, their consultation, and their x-rays if they need them. Normally it's $60 or $120 to come into our office, but it's $60. They can either do a $60 donation, which they would do to our office. We would take that $60. We would buy clothes and tents and things for People Loving Nashville. Or they can clean out their closet or go buy clothes and donate $60 worth of clothes, whether they're new or used, and get their consultation and everything at no cost. So we love this. We've done it for 6 years. It's one of our favorite events that we do every single year to help your friends and family. So that is coming up all November long. And then the next workshop that we have, inflammation workshop. Stay tuned for that. This is like a save the date, but it's on a Monday, December 5th. So it's a month from now, about 4 weeks from now. It'll be at 6 o'clock in our office. We'll be talking about what inflammation is in your body, what happens to it. Inflammation is one of the underlying problems when it comes to diseases in our body. And there are ways to absolutely reverse that, correct that, and get to what's causing the inflammation in your body. So stay tuned for that coming up in just a couple weeks. All right. I love you all. Let me just double check everything. Yep, you are good. Have a fantastic night. I love you.